getting on Digitally Speaking. Yeah, it's been 9 years for me, either being involved with listening or being an ANCS or, yeah, an NCS. I won't call it an NCS. We just get to have fun facilitating. But, Bob, have you played any fun radio things this week? Did you get out and have some radioactive fun?
No, unfortunately, I haven't played a lot of radio yet. I've been kind of swamped getting this DFW Ham Expo thing organized, and I always like to, you know, put a plug in that. It's coming up, June 12 and 13, and vendor tables are for sale on the website, DFW.hamexpo.com. So get a table. They're selling now, and reminder, we've got a lot of room this year, somewhere in the order of 30 to 40,000 square feet, and our own parking lot and all that. It will be at the Vista Mall in the downstairs area of the old J.C. Penney's building, which is now called North Texas Arena. Back to Ned.
That are listening and just listen to Bob talk about DFW Ham Expo. Again, that's coming up Friday, June 12th, if I've got 12th and 13th, if I've got the dates here correct in our calendar. And that is coming up, like Bob said, at the Vista Ridge Mall. That's over in Louisville. You can get more details at www.dfwhamexpo.com. So, Bob, are you expecting a large turnout this year? I'm tickled. I think that arena is phenomenal.
We are. You know, we seem to sell out and fill up the spaces we got, so we went ahead and, you know, pull the plug and pull the string and got a big arena set up this year, and we'll just see what happens. But looking forward to having a lot of vendors. I know you guys have purchased some tables. Looking forward to that, and I think you'll be impressed with the way we set up the commercial tables in a private area. So that's really all I got. Thanks for coming back to me, Scott. I'll let you get back to others and talk about radio. Really appreciate it. AF5RS. We'll be clear. Back to that.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for checking in, and we do appreciate everything that you do for radio and everything that you guys have done for radio. Without people to step up and do these things, guys, we wouldn't get to have nearly as much fun. And, you know, you hear me use the term radioactive or get out and do something with your radio. Sitting at home, talking on the radio, is not nearly as much fun as getting your radio out and going somewhere with it. The guys that do POTA will tell you it is a whole lot of fun to get out of your shack, go somewhere with your radio, hang out with a bunch of friends as you do it, go to a ham fest, take your HT along with you. That's part of the fun of being a ham. Plug the website once more again here for Bob. That's going to be at www.dfwhamexpo.com if you want more details about the upcoming DFW Ham Expo. All right, so who would like to be next this afternoon?
K5DTH coming through the K5HRR Ropes and Ranch repeater, which is linked.
Recognizes K5DTH. How are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Very good. This is our first cross-link net with the new call sign. Our club now is K5HRR, Ham Radio Ropes and Ranch. And the repeater is linked up for Digitally Speaking today, so everyone here at the ranch has a chance to listen in and participate. The repeater is set up on full talk as well as listen. So I'm doing great. Crazy how how much propagation we had this weekend, and all my antennas are disconnected because the house is being painted. Back to net control, K5DTH.
That is very cool, very cool. I am tickled to hear that that repeater is up and functional and working over there, and that we have got you folks linked in over here. And, I just flipped over to the node, and, oh, wow. We have a lot of folks listening, big gulp on AllStar. And if I were to go through and name all of them, I've just got node numbers. For some reason, it's not giving me node information for a lot of them. But I will say, guys, there's a lot of you listening out there that are not only in the area here. This is way cool. I'm really nervous now. But, David, so you're painting. What are you going to do to play radio? Have you got some interesting, fun things planned?
Okay, well, this repeater's actually been up for years, but we just got our new club call sign. That's what I was talking about. Well, we actually, Ropes and Ranch here is going to do our own field day on May 13th. We're going to set up and do everything you do on field day, but on a normal weekday with a lot of foot traffic, going in and out of the different buildings. Because when we did field day last year, all our participants who'd never been on the air before got to say was 59 North Texas, thanks. So we're going to do, some rag chewing, some talking, some FT8, some other modes, all from up on top of the hill there at Victory Circle Park. So, I'm sorry, Veterans Circle Park. I always say that wrong. And we're going to do a dry run on Monday, April 13th from we have a laboratory that we do our meetings in, and we're going to set up there and do some FT8 and some HF and practice getting our portable antennas set up and all of our HF rigs set up. And that's at our normal monthly workshop and meeting. But for me this weekend, very little ham radio because with the house getting painted, I have almost all my feed lines disconnected except for this one, the X200A in the attic. But big plans coming up. VHF, UHF module for the new Flex radio, as you and I have talked about, and lots more modes, especially the VHF and UHF has been wide open the last 24 to 48 hours from here to Florida, from here to Illinois. And I'm kicking myself. Who knows which weekend that's going to happen, and that's when all my coaxes are down. K5DTH back to net.
I agree, David. That's when you kick yourself, when you start seeing propagation jump up. A friend of mine, Logan, posted some of the 2-meter propagation the other day, and I'm like, I don't have time to play radio today. I can't play radio. Look at that propagation. That's beautiful. But glad to hear it, David. And, there again, all the radio wires will be connected again, I'm certain. You go to the meeting at Dakar tomorrow night.
The Radioactive Lunch Bunch, sponsored by the Denton County Amateur Radio Association and the Ropes and Radio Club, will be meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. at McAllister's on Loop 288 in between Target and Best Buy. It's over on the Target side of the street, kind of hidden way in the back corner next to the commuter tracks. And we get together there at 5 p.m. and then head on over to the meeting somewhere between 6 and 6:30-ish. So, yes, several of us will be at the meeting, both the Lunch Bunch and Ropes and Ranch Club members as well. And with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll go back to monitoring. Thanks very much, Scott. K5DTH, back to net.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And, yeah, that'll segue right into my club meeting announcement. For those of you that are in the Denton County area or even in the metro that want to swing up to the Denton County meeting, it's going to be at the Denton County Administrative Courthouse. That's 1 Courthouse Drive, Denton, Texas. You can find details, if you need more details, at www.dakara.net. And that is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And there again, if you want to meet at the McAllisters there in Denton at 5 o'clock, meet some folks, have a bite to eat. I've gone, and I really have a great time every time I go. Good food, good camaraderie, and then I don't go to the meeting hangry. Who's next? Throw out your call sign, and let's get you on the net this afternoon.
November 5, Yankee Alpha India, N5YAI. Checking in.
Good afternoon, John. How you doing today?
Doing well, Scott. Good to hear you in there. Thanks for facilitating the Sunday afternoon net. And, just here monitoring. I just been over on, actually I was over on Texas Nexus, talked to KB5MIQ, big boy out there in Avery, Texas, and, he has the YouTube channel, he has his YouTube channel, so I shared the Hamfest info page, the website with him, so he's going to put that on his YouTube channel. I just spoke with him a little bit ago about that over on the Texas Nexus. So anyway, and then earlier today I logged into KC6UCN on Echolink. That's the Dalhart repeater. Spoke to a fellow by the name of Charlie over in Canyon, Texas, who I believe I've talked to him before, but it's been a while. So just trying some different forms of communicating, and I did just jump on the AllStar node for a moment. Wow. Whew, I have not seen that many nodes connected. I don't know. I thought I was on the Florida hub or the East Coast reflector there for a minute. So it's good that we have a lot tuned in, and I don't want to take up a lot of time, but looking forward to seeing my fellow Dakara members tomorrow night. Of course, I will be there for dinner. I don't like going to a meeting hangry, so we will get our tummies satisfied and some good camaraderie and talk around the table. So looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to the Hamfest. I'm excited. It's 200 tables, the square footage of the event, the new location there at the mall. So looking forward to that in June. I'm just so happy that it's close to home. So, N5YAI.
Transmit over time.
That was interesting. I haven't heard that one before. And, I'm actually looking the AllStar list here right now. There's 11 in there, plus a hub that brought some more in. So, we do have a few folks there. And, John, so I've talked to you, I know, on C4FM in the Texas Nexus several times. But what else do you do with radio just to play with fun? Are you primarily just on the repeaters, or what do you like to do with radio when you're out and about?
Well, when I'm traveling, I run 146.52. There's a lot of contesters that use that national calling frequency to contest on, to make all they want to do is make a contact. They don't want to carry on a QSO. I'm the one that will corner them and try to carry on a QSO, ask them, all these questions. They don't want that. They want a next contact. So I do run that, especially going into Colorado, because there's a lot of tourists. As they go up Pikes Peak, they will register for a soda, Summit's on the Air, and they'll do their calls off the summit of Pikes Peak, which is better known as America's Mountain, 14,110-foot elevation. So, and you can take a HT up there, and I have spoke to people on Pikes Peak all the way from Trinidad, Colorado, crossing Raton Pass. I hear somebody throw out a CQ and, soda, Summit's on the Air, and their call sign. I go back to them with my Yaesu 300, and it's just like they're right next to me. So that's what I do. And then, of course, I do a little DMR, Talk Group 3100, The Bridge. I've got a radio dedicated to that on a separate open spot in there, and with an MMDVM. And then, I've got a 10-meter. I bought a 10-meter antenna from Rotator Bob, and I have not put it on my tower. I even have a bracket, a standoff bracket, that I bought down in Belton a couple of 3 Beltons ago, and I have procrastinated and not put that 10-meter. I've already got the coax ran through the wall, just haven't got out there and done that, so I need to do that. So I'm start doing it, because this 10-meter stuff has really been open here lately, and of course 2-meter also. And I heard what Dave had shared, and so anyway, that's it, pretty much for me. A lot of repeaters, a lot of digital nodes, connections, and then I'm an old simplex guy too, though. So I love when I'm traveling. 146.52. Roll through a lot of towns and throw out my call. Most time you don't get no response, but every now and then I do, and I always enjoy those contacts. N5YI. Back to you, Scott.
That's just awesome, John. I appreciate all of that, and I'm with you. I enjoy the rag too a little more frequently on different frequencies. It's just my preferred method. I'm not going to complain about the contesters, and I'm not going to complain about the folks that play the QSO parties. That's what makes radio. We've got so many different ways to play with it and use it and do it that it's just a whole lot of fun. I enjoy it, and I'm glad to hear that you're out there doing with it, John. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. I'm planning on it, and yeah. All right. So who's next today? Throw out your call sign. Let's continue on.
Kilo Juliet 5, Lima X-Ray Sierra, Brandon, Plano.
So that was a perfect double, and Brandon won. So whoever you were that was with Brandon, if you hold by for just a second, I'm going to recognize Brandon. I've got Kilo Juliet 5, Lima X-Ray Sierra. Brandon, go ahead. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing really good. Little, maybe possibly hungover. That little cup that I won yesterday, it holds a lot more scotch than I thought it would. And, well, yeah. So, nope, I'm just sitting out here on the back porch, playing radio, and hanging out, enjoying this beautiful day. And thank you for running the net. This net's the perfect time, 2 o'clock, perfect break in my yard work schedule, so it's always welcome. Anyways, KJ5LXF, back to net.
Those of you that weren't out there yesterday at Go Kids to see Brandon's kit, it was phenomenal. I really love the Milwaukee pack-out gear. The guys have got creative, and I got a few minutes to hang out over there in between all the stuff that I have to do at that event. And I got to spend a few minutes at Brandon's table looking in his power distribution box, the battery, the inverter, all that stuff in there, and the wires were so neat and tidy in that box. Brandon, I'm going to ask you to tell me the story of what got you motivated to build your box.
Oh, man, it's a long story. Nobody wants to hear that on here. But it was a project that my dad was about to start, and when he passed last year, I saw it in the garage and decided to take it home and finish what Dad had started. And I put a lot of time, a lot of thought, and a lot of effort into it. And I don't know if it's anything close to what he was planning on doing to it, but yeah, I put my own spin on it, and I think it turned out really good. And just trying to make Pops proud. And finishing up one of his projects. Now I've got to figure out what to do now. KJ5LXF.
That's the fun part about ham radio. there's always something new to do. You can always come up with a new project, a new idea. But Brandon, I think you've done your pops proud. I knew your dad, and I think he would be absolutely tickled to see what you've done with that. And I got another project. Yeah, how about that general license, man?
No hablo inglés. Come back, please. No understand? Just kidding. Yes, that is my next project. Now that I have, now that I finished the Go Box, and I can put that to the side, I can hyper focus on something else, and that has to be my general. So that's my next step. So full force now. KJ5 LXS.
That's really good to hear, Brandon. Really good to hear. And for those of you that don't know, I know Brandon. I go to the club meetings with Brandon quite frequently, and it was so much fun seeing that kid out there this weekend and know that that kit had been in the pieces that his dad had. Brandon was able to bring that to life and actually produce a really, really cool-looking item out of it. And I was tickled to see that you utilized the cup last night, broke it in. That was kind of fun to see that happen as well. Brandon, I appreciate you checking in this afternoon. All right, so if you checked in with Brandon and doubled, I need your call sign now.
Hello.
I only got a part of that. It was just like the tail end of a call sign. So, yeah, take a breath, count one, and then throw your call again.
Kilo 3, Juliet Romeo Zulu. Kilo 3, Juliet Romeo Zulu.
Recognizes Kilo 3, Juliet Romeo Zulu. And what's your name? Where are you located?
Good afternoon. Name here is Jeff, Juliet Echo, Foxtrot, and I am in the state of Delaware.
Well, welcome. Welcome to Digitally Speaking. We do this every 2 o'clock on Sunday, 2 o'clock Central, here in the Denton, Texas area. It's the DFW metro area. And you're from Delaware, so I appreciate you checking in. And what brings you to the net today? How did you hear about us?
Well, I've known about it for a few weeks. Caught the live stream one time. I'm subscribed to WTF.Reydio, and he's been in. I've known him for a little bit through YouTube, and saw the live stream one time. It was like a few weeks ago, and I decided to check it out. And since I do have AllStar, I was able to connect up through AllStar and listen in via there and the live stream, depending on what I was doing at the time.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, Sean does host for us, and he runs that live stream over there on YouTube quite frequently for us. I did not catch whether that's up or not this afternoon, but I do know he usually chats back and forth between the two as that's up and going. But I'm glad you checked in with us this afternoon. Did you do anything radio active this week? Did you get out and go play radio?
Yeah, yesterday morning, one of the repeaters here in northern Delaware, I'm in northern part of the state, actually the repeater that has the best footprint and best reach, there's a group of us that get together. We're not part of a club. It's basically called the 825, because that's the last part of the repeater's frequency. The 825 club is no club. It's not a club. It's just, we just get together once a month and have breakfast at a diner. And did that yesterday. And the night before, I noticed that there was a POTA entity that was only 6 minutes away when I looked at the map. I don't know why I looked at the map. I don't remember why.
But I noticed it's only 6 minutes away, and unfortunately it's on the other side of the state line in Maryland. And I don't like going into Maryland a lot of times, but for a park that I haven't been to yet, then yes, I went over there and activated. Had a little bit of a problem, but I got the park activated and had my fun. And see what else I did. Threw out my call sign on 146.52 for Mike N2MAK's 5-2 Simplex Challenge. If you look up Mike N2MAK, he did a video about it a few weeks ago, and basically trying to get more people on 146.52. So I did that. I've been doing that since the video came out. And took part in a VE session last night, a remote VE session, another one this morning, and just working on some video stuff in between doing housework. K3JRZ.
See, that's what I talk about being radioactive. You got out and actually played radio. And one of the reasons I asked that question, and kind of hinted about it multiple times throughout here, is we did the Go Kit last weekend, and yeah, you've heard me bang on that several times now. But one of the things I saw this last weekend at the Go Kit was absolutely something that I think really drills this home of how we can share more about what this hobby can do and how much fun we have with it. And give me just a second. I'm going to climb up on a soapbox for a second. One of our winners was down over by a big pine tree, and next to that pine tree was a playground. And he got out there, set a DX commander up, and set his radio up in his neat little thing that he had it all done in. And lo and behold, for a few minutes, he had multiple kids hanging around with their parents, standing there going, "What's he doing?" And they started asking questions. And before long, he had about 6 kids and parents there looking and wanting to know, what's he doing? And how can I do that? So, here the story goes. Several hams that were there to do judging as well as do other things all started talking with the parents and talking with the kids. And, yeah, talked about how to get involved with radio, how to get their kids involved with radio. It was a very easy thing to do. The kids were extremely interested. And isn't it funny when you go out and you play and you're having fun with radio somewhere, you'll get some people come up and start asking, "What are you doing? How can I do that?" And it makes it very easy to talk about what is a fantastic hobby and things that we have fun with. So I'm glad you shared with that from Delaware that you've gotten out and played radio. You got anything else to say for us with the net?
That was pretty cool. I did know about the Go Kick Challenge. Actually, I believe it might have been last year. A few people did videos about it, and I caught it from there. And I knew about it. It was yesterday. And I haven't watched any of the videos from there yet. I think Prep Ham Paul, K5VOP, I think he did a live stream from there. I haven't watched that because I was out most of the day yesterday and getting stuff done. But I do want to check it out to see how it went. And you did mention that there were 3 winners yesterday, so that was pretty cool. Maybe I ever come to Texas if I ever move there. I'll have to actually be there in person one time. But other than that, everyone enjoy the rest of the day and be safe. And I'll send it back to you, K3Jersey 73. I'll be listening.
Thank you for checking in, and thank you for checking in from Delaware. We really appreciate it. And for those of you that just tuned in, this is Digitally Speaking, like the announcer just said. It is coming up on 3 o'clock. We're moving towards the top of the hour, our first hour that we've completed with the net this afternoon. And if you're just tooling around or you jumped on via AllStar, this is a net that runs at 2 o'clock Central every Sunday. We go for roughly 2 hours. You know, if we've got enough listeners and enough people that want to participate, we go that long. If we don't, we get some announcements and we get out of here. But it's a little different how we run the net. We take you one at a time and just kind of stop, chat, and visit. And, this week there's no topic other than did you get out and play radio. So, with that being said, if you'd like to be next, please throw out your call sign. Boy, big silence. So, you know what that means? That means I have to read another announcement. You just did the one earlier for the Carl. Let's do the one for, that one will be the Lake Area Amateur Radio Club. That comes up on Tuesday every month at 7 p.m., second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Next one comes up on April 14th. It's going to be located at 6804 Main Street in the Colony, Texas. That's north of the City Hall building. And they do have a Zoom link that's on their calendar. You can find out more information about the Lake Area Amateur Radio Club at www.k5lrk.com. Folks over at Lark also do breakfasts on Saturdays. They've got two locations now that they're doing it at. Rotates between the two. On the first Saturday of the month, it'll be at Cowboys Restaurant, and then on the third Saturday of the month at the Whataburger. And both of those, again, are listed over on their website. They also have a very large signal group with a bunch of folks that chat, just kind of like we do with Digitally Speaking as well. It's just on a much like larger scale with a whole bunch of different groups that they've got. So we did a club. Let's do another Ham Fest. Bob told us about the DFW Ham Fest, Ham Expo that's coming up. I've got another one coming up in the Altus Ham Fest. That's in Altus, Oklahoma. That'll be on March 29th. That's just coming up in a few weeks here. They're going to run on Saturday the 29th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that'll be at the Altus Community Center, 401 Falcon Road. It's sponsored by the Altus Area Amateur Radio Association and the Prairie Dog Amateur Radio Association. Find more details about that Ham Fest at ok.arrl.org/hamfest/Altus. All right. Anybody else would like to check in? Throw out your call sign.
Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Lima Oscar Edgar in Hickory Creek. Tango, Foxtrot.
Okay, had it double. I got Edgar in there first. Edgar, you give me that call sign again. I do know the last part of it sounds like Joe. Just because I've actually memorized that part of it. But if you would go ahead and give that to me. And whoever checked in with him at the same time, if you hold for a few minutes, we'll get right to you.
Hey, I repeat it again. Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Lima Oscar, Mr. Jello.
I don't know who started that one, but in all honesty, that makes that call sign very easy to catch the last part of it. And, that actually is brilliant. Somebody came up with one for mine at one point, and it kind of stuck for a long time. I don't do raffles anymore, but, that's, it's a term of endearment when they come up with a way to do that.
Copy that out. You know that I was actually thinking about getting a vanity call, and now I don't think I'm going to change it. I just love my call sign. I think, I don't know. I was actually blessed to get this call sign. Back to you.
I agree. That call sign it's great. It's easy to remember once you've heard you give it a couple of times. So, Andrew, you took a Skyhorn class Go Kit yesterday. How did that go, man?
Actually, really interesting. Really interesting. I just actually did. I was going to do it at the house, but Brandon actually convinced me to go to a Go Kit. And I'm happy he did because I had a lot of fun, saw a lot of setups. So I just took my tablet and I'm like, you know what, I'm actually going to do both at the same time. So I got that out of the way. Thankfully, I don't have to do that until 2 years. And it was fun. It was a fun event. I really had a lot of fun, saw a lot of nice setups. And I'm actually going to participate next year. So I'm going to start working on that for next year.
Part of what I enjoy about that whole thing, and every year, 8 years we've done that, and every year you do it, you don't see the same guys. It's never the same guys with the same equipment. Everybody's always coming up with new ideas, and then you get a few more new people who will show up with stuff. So, and that's the neat part about this. None of them are the same. Yes, my kit has been the same for multiple years now, but all of these kits that come, everybody has their own twist on it. It's a completely different event each year because you get to see different ideas. That's been the thing that really has fascinated me about this entire thing. So, Edgar, which one was your favorite? Which one did you dump the most tickets in?
I have to actually give it to Brendan. He actually did a really nice job, and I was actually really impressed with what he actually did with the battery backups and all the things that he actually did customize. I was actually really impressed. On the mobile one, there was actually pretty good setups. I like Sean's setup. There was another lady who had a white car, and that was a good setup too. And the pickup truck with the solar panels and the monitor, it was actually pretty impressive, really impressive. But my favorite one, I think it was Brandon. I think it was actually very genius, very custom made, and I can tell he actually put a lot of work into it. So that was actually my favorite so far. And let me reset real quick. I want to do it's actually to encourage people to actually go to these things. It was fun. I met a lot of people. There was actually free breakfast. I learned a lot. I got a lot of good ideas of stuff that I'm going to be doing here in my on my shack and maybe set up the Go Kit so I can do POTA and stuff like that. And you guys actually did a wonderful job of running that. Very, very, very nice event. And to the point that I'm actually going to be inviting some people from out of town too, because I was actually texting back and forth with them, and they kind of got motivated to actually do that too. So I would like to actually to be a national event, and maybe more people from other parts of the country actually can join us, and it will actually be fun. That's my 2 cents for today. Thanks for running the net. You guys actually do a wonderful job every Sunday. And this is Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Lima Oscar, back to net control.
Thank you, Edgar. I do appreciate it. And it's great to hear a person's first impression when you know that this is their first trip out to one of these. And I do like hearing the feedback. I enjoy what part we get to do about it, but it's not so much just us that puts it on. Former winners are the ones that are responsible for helping us kind of craft and create what we're doing there, and they help us be able to have the fun that we do. And I'm glad to hear the feedback. And this does have deeper roots than just the metro. Our winner this year is from Oklahoma, folks. He came down from Enid, Oklahoma, and won. So, yeah. All right, if you checked in at the same time as Edgar, if you give me your call sign now, we'll recognize you.
X-Ray 7 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Sean and Denton, how's it going, Scott?
Doing good, Sean. I am sunburned. I ran around out the field there long enough that, I picked up a little bit of a sunburn yesterday. And it was a beautiful day there, wasn't it?
You know, with all the past Go Kid challenges, that was the most beautiful day to have that event. It was a great day, for sure.
So, I'll ask you the question of the day. What have you done this week to be radioactive?
Well, I drug out my entire truck, threw out the Go Kit, and participated as a contestant and did a few interviews yesterday for the Go Kit Challenge. What else have I done? Get ready for the Go Kit Challenge. That's all I've been doing all week. Back to you, Scott.
Say, didn't we play on C4FM earlier in the week too? I don't remember if that was this week or last week. I lost Sean. Like I said, I can't remember some weeks when we end up playing radio. So I know Sean and I are testing some stuff on a radio I've got here with C4FM, and chatted a couple times with him across that while he was clear on the other side of town, and it was on the Texas Nexus. So for those of you that aren't aware of the Texas Nexus, that is one of the Yaesu System Fusion, WiresX, C4FM channels that's out there, and there are a lot of guys that chat here from the Metro on that. So it is a very active channel. Well, it can be very active at moments, but it's a lot of fun. I'll throw it back to you one more time, Sean. If you got anything for us today on the net? Sean may have radio issues. We had a little issue with his radio last week before, and maybe we'll get back to him here after bid. This is KC5RGR. I'm your host for Digitally Speaking, and we're just a little bit over an hour right now into the program. If you'd like to be next on Digitally Speaking, throw out your call sign, please.
November Echo 5 Golf Tango Greg and Denton.
I don't know if that was a double. Greg, I heard you win. So, Greg, congratulations, sir. And what do you got for me today, man?
This is November Echo 5 Golf Tango. What do I have for you today? I don't know. I turned the radio about 10 minutes ago and said, put that song. I'm going to check in and see what's going on. Great Go Box Challenge yesterday, Scott, Kelly, all your other cronies that put that on. We had a lot of fun, a lot of neat new stuff, and just really appreciate it. Any GT.
Greg, that's the fun part about this is, you're part of those cronies now. Why? Because you won. If you win, then you have to help put on the next one and have to help facilitate all that. So welcome to the winner's circle. and we promise we won't work you too hard. Greg, and what else have you done this week to be radioactive?
GT. Well, I really haven't done a lot. I got a couple HF antenna masts up of that I've been wanting to get all the way up. Stopped it last week when we had that high wind, but last couple of days I've been doing a little bit of work there to get those masts up and get the antennas active again. Currently just talking off a couple of ham sticks on HF, and it's working fine, but they don't reach out there like a dipole does. Although they are technically a dipole, but you know what I'm talking about there. Other than that, I haven't been doing anything in radio, Scott. Didn't have a lot of preparation for Go Kit Challenge. I've had that Go Kit for a year now. About the only thing I did was put a solar panel on the truck. I got about 4 solar panels sitting here in the corner if anybody needs one. So I put that solar panel on, and that's it, Scott. Any 5GT.
Appreciate it. Thank you for checking in. And for those of you that are hearing some of that pop back and forth, that's from our voter system here. And Greg is right at the area where it was switching between the Justin voter and the Louisville voter. And you might even hear that on my voice here. I'm watching the noise plot here to watch where it's at and kind of throttling back my power so Justin doesn't hear me as well. But, Greg, I really enjoyed your being out there and being involved. I enjoyed what you displayed out there, and thank you for all your hard work, bud. Good to see you at the Go Kit, and hopefully you get to go out and play some radio soon. All right, if you'd like to be next, throw out your call sign.
W5 Hotel Mike Tango.
My ears are a little slow today, and that was a little bit on the low side. I got a W5. So come again. If you had the W5 there, throw out your call.
That's Whiskey 5 Hotel Mike Tango.
That recognizes Whiskey 5 Hotel Mike Tango. And go ahead with your name and your location.
My name is Steven. I am currently at Crowley Park in Richardson with a ATOS 120A set up on a tripod, some ground radios, and an FT891 hanging out doing some HF contacts, but also listening to the net.
That's exactly what I like to hear. Folks out enjoying the sunshine. They take their radio out there with them, out in the park enjoying themselves. And if you've got some folks that have stopped by and asked what you're doing yet?
No, sir, not yet. When I do go to Breckenridge Park, it'll get some attention.
See, that's what I think is absolutely, it's phenomenal. Getting out doing that stuff, you're getting outside, you're taking your kit outside, you're doing stuff outside, and it's healthy, and it's a healthy way to help expand the hobby. But, all right, you're playing some HF today. Did you tell me what mode you're working today? Are you doing sideband? Are you doing FT8?
Right now, I'm on 20 meters, just doing some voice contacts. Actually just got set up about 30 minutes ago and playing with some settings on the radio, so I haven't made any contacts yet.
Oh, wow. Haven't got your contacts yet. 20 meters, sideband. All right, so let's do this. Because you're out there working hard trying to get your contacts, I'm going to spot you on the net. So tell us what frequency you're at, and if there's anybody else that's out there that listens and plays POTA, would like to actually help him make his quota that he needs to activate the park. Tell me what frequency you're at.
Let's see, right now I'm sitting at 14,317.
So, if you are a hunter for POTA, he is out there at 14.317, and yeah, work him. Help this guy get his park activated. He's just got set up out there. He's playing POTA, and that would be cool. But so, what is your favorite mode to do on radio?
I recently went to the Irving Ham Fest. I bought a practicing Morse code, and I've actually been researching FT8. Would like to get into that, but so far I've just been.
You're right on the edge of the repeater there. I caught about a half of that, and the other half dropped off. So maybe improve your power just a tiny bit and try again.
Yeah, I'm on the handy talkie. Let me turn around a little bit. I said, so right now I'm with SSB phone. I've looked into FT8, and at the Irving Ham Fest, I bought a practice gear, and I've been learning Morse code.
Very cool, very cool. And, you know, that I will say that about GoKit yesterday. We had 3 hits there that for CW. And for those of you that don't think that is active or used, yes it is. And we had 3 gentlemen there with all different radios. One was a little low-power QRP radio with CW. Another one had a full-size older radio that was out there doing CW. So, yeah, there are guys that are bank away with that stuff on POTA, that's for sure. Stephen, you got anything else for us today?
No, sir. I was just listening to the handy talkie and heard the net going on. Wanted to check in and say hi to the team.
Well, I definitely do appreciate you checking in, and we're always glad to hear from any of our folks down in the Richardson area. And, in fact, I'll go forward here and mention the Richardson Wireless Club. We've got a meeting coming up on April 13th. That's the second Monday of the month at 6 o'clock until 8:30, I think it is, at the St. Barnabas Church area. St. Barnabas is located at 1220 West Beltline Road in Richardson. And if you go to www.k5rwk.org, get all kinds of neat information there.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll go ahead and add that to my calendar.
Great to hear, Stephen. All right, sir, you got anything else for us today?
No, sir. W5 Hotel Mike Tango back to net control.
Great hearing from you. And good luck with that POTA activation. This is Kilo Golf 5 Romeo Joliet Romeo Scott in Denton, and I'm your host for Digitally Speaking today. Would you like to be next? Put out your call sign.
First Sierra Kilo.
That was just on the edge of the repeater. A partial call sign ended with the Sierra Kilo. So, slow down for a second, let the repeater link up, catch up with you, and go slow with that call sign because there was a little bit of bacon on that.
Juliet 5, November Sierra Kilo with a question.
Give me just a second. I'm going to switch radios because there's still a little more bacon on that than what I can pull out here on my end. And I definitely want to take that call. so I'm going to switch over to one of my other radios that I can actually listen on, all right? Give me just a second. Go ahead again with that call if you would, and I'm going to try and listen real close here and see if I can hear you.
5 November, Sierra.
Scott, I can relay. I caught the call.
Just barely make that one out. I could hear a Kilo Juliet 5 November Sierra Kilo. Whoever else was that jumped in there. If you give us just a second here, that call, the first call, sounded like they had a question, and they're just really weak on the edge of the repeater. So if you can reposition your location a little bit, we might be able to hear you just tiny bit better or increase your power.
Is there any way that I could get the call sign of that last station that was on POTA?
Got that one. That one came through. It's just a little better. It's going to be Whiskey 5 Hotel Mike Tango, and that was Steve. And he was located on 20 meters at 14.317.
Thank you. This is Kilo Juliet 5 November Sierra Kilo. Clear.
Appreciate you checking in, and I'm certain he's going to appreciate help with POTA. This is Kilo Golf 5 Romeo Juliet Romeo Scott, and there was another station in there that called. I don't know if it was a relay or if you'd like to check in. Go ahead and come with the call.
It's just me, Scott, W5MGM. Yeah, I'd caught his call when you didn't, so I figured I'd relay. But anyway, not too much going on around here. Kind of trying to hang out and take it easy. I would jump in there and say hi. W5MGM.
I'll always appreciate when I get to talk to you for at least even a few minutes. I think I caught you at the Ham Fest last time I saw you. And for those of you that don't know Fred knows a bunch about AllStar. By the way, I did convert one of my units here to the latest and greatest.
Oh, good deal. Hope that's going well for you. That's what I'm running over here. I'm actually sitting here. This node here is running on a little Dell computer, little Dell mini computer. Works real well. Could use a computer for something else, but it made a good node computer for now.
Something, Fred, that I've not accomplished yet. I have yet to make just a node computer where you can actually run all the stuff just without a radioless one. I've got two of the AllStar Sharis, and like I said, I've got one right now that's on the latest. The other one's still back on the older version of Amboy, and yep, that one's getting located the other direction here shortly as well, now that I've got a little more time. But how difficult is that to get the node computer set up?
Well, I could hook a radio to this when I'm using a radioless interface is what I'm doing. I've got one of the UCI 120 interfaces from allscan.info. You just hook an Elenco mic and a speaker into it. It was already built when I got it, so all I had to do is plug it in the USB port. And it's, pretty simple to hook up.
Several that have been talking about wanting to build the radioless stuff, primarily so that they can monitor a net and be able to then put that up on one of their channels or something. as a net is in progress. So, there's all kinds of neat uses for AllStar, and yeah, I'm a huge advocate of AllStar. If you look at our link list today, yeah, there's a lot of folks that are up here on AllStar today. Fred, what else you been doing to be radioactive? Like I said, at Hamfest and playing with AllStar today. What's up? What else has been up?
Not too much, man. Got a lot going on around here, so I just haven't been exactly real active. But anyway, I do what I can. Yeah, I'm looking here. Yeah, W5HC's got a lot of stuff linked up, and then we got quite a bit linked up to the NGU repeater. But yeah, no, everything's going good. Just like I said, a lot of crazy stuff going on. So, but anyway, I thought we'd, come in here and say hello real quick and go from there. Anyway, Scott, good to hear everybody. Good to hear you, sir. Tell Heidi hello. Y'all take care. W5MGM.
Good hearing from you, and thank you for checking in today. And as always, I enjoy visiting with you every time I do. And yeah, AllStar's great, isn't it? This is KG5RG. You're listening to Digitally Speaking. Yes, I'm getting tongue-tied. We've been out for just about an hour and a half now, and got just a little bit longer left before I'm going to have to jump out of the seat and go pick something up, maybe some food. Anyhow, if you'd like to be next, throw out your call sign. Let's recognize you and get you on board. Okay, nothing heard. I get to read again. I'm going to do the Louisville Amateur Radio Association. When's their meeting? Third Tuesday of the month. Every month at 6:30. Next one's coming up on April 21st. Where can you find them? You can find them at Thrive. That's at 1950 South Valley Parkway in Louisville. They hold their nets on the 145.17 repeater here in the Denton, Texas area. That's with a negative offset and a PL of 110.9. AllStar is going to be 474571. And they have a breakfast. Their breakfast this month, yep, they do it once a month. They move it to a different location. Their breakfast here in March is at First Watch. That's at 2201 Justin Wood in Flower Mound. That's meet those folks at 8 a.m. on Saturday over there. So I know that they went out and did a big POTA thing this weekend, right after the Go Kit Challenge. I think they went up to Lake Ray Roberts. So that bunch is very radio active, and as most of the clubs in the metro are, they have a lot of stuff going on, folks. It's a lot of fun. Who'd like to be next? Throw out your call sign. We'll do two more announcements here real quick. Check and see if there's anybody else. If there isn't, we'll step aside for the rest of Sunday. So got a Hamfest coming up same weekend. One is Green Country Hamfest in Claremore, Oklahoma. That's going to be Friday and Saturday, April 10th and 11th. Friday's going to run from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then Saturday will run from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Vendor setup is Friday at noon. That's going to be at the Claremore Expo Center, 400 Veterans Parkway in Claremore, Oklahoma. Sponsor is the Greene County Hamfest. That'll be at www.greencountryhamfest. One on that same weekend is going to be Ham Expo, Belton Ham Fest in Belton, Texas. Again, on Friday, April 10th. That's going to be for tailgating only. They open up at noon down there. If you've never been, that's a good tailgate. Saturday, April 11th, they're going to open the main complex. They'll be open from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. I am here to tell you, if you are not there before the end of that thing, they scoot out of that place really quickly. I tried to do it and got there late one time, and yeah, they were all gone. They're located at the Bell County Expo Center. Let me pause for a moment. It's going to be at 301 West Loop 121 in Belton, Texas. The sponsor is the Temple Amateur Radio Club, and you can find out more about the Ham Expo at tarc.org and Ham Expo. Or just look up Belton Ham Expo. That's usually how I do it. We'll do it one more time here. If you'd like to sound digitally speaking, throw out your call sign. Let's go ahead and get you checked in. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and put a wrap on it. We'll put a big bow on it and call it done for the week. I've had fun. This is always a lot of fun when I get to do one of these nets, and yeah, maybe I'll see you again on Easter to do the next one of these. And if you'd like to be a digitally speaking host, or even take a crack at trying to do this, just contact us at digitallee, that's L-E-E, speaking, @gmail.com. One of us will sit with you and help you work through the net. If you don't need any help doing the net, we'll help you do the net. We would love to have somebody participate, and you can hear more about and read more about what we do here with Digitally Speaking. I heard somebody. Give me just a second here. I'm going to finish up what I'm doing, and then I'll take the reconnect or recheck. Okay, you can get more details for Digitally Speaking at www.digital-lee, that's L-E-E, -speaking.net, and you can actually take a look at what we do, what we're about, and hear more about. All right, so who was the recheck?
Actually, it's a late check, not a recheck. It's a late check. K5LZ, Randy over here at Little Elm.
Afternoon, sir. You're coming in here on the tail end, and I'm happy to have you. How you been doing?
Just hanging out, enjoying the sunshine and this cool breeze. This balming 85-degree weather we have over here.
Telling you, after Go Kit last weekend, or this weekend, yesterday, I threatened to jump at the pool. I did not get it done, but I'm still thinking about going for a swim, although the water still may be a tiny bit on the cool side. But so what have you been doing to be radioactive? You been out playing radio?
Really? The band's been kind of shifting up and down, so it's kind of weird. So really just been monitoring, not really doing a whole lot of talking on the radio there, Roger.
I do catch you in the afternoon quite frequently. I know that you like to chat and write to, kind of like the rest of us do on the 9-2 here in the afternoons. And that in itself is a lot of fun, and it is being active as you're moving around across town, chatting and visiting with people.
Well, my FT710 I don't have a battery for it, so I have to use it on a power supply, so it kind of stays here at the house. Or otherwise, I'd go out and in a park somewhere and throw up an in-bed antenna or something like that over a tree or something like that, and just hang out on 20 meters or, something like that.
Roger that. Yeah, I drug the 991 with great big EcoFlow battery out with me, this weekend, and we used that as the call-in station. Got a painter's pole, put antenna on the top of it, and that got done real well as we were doing that yesterday. But so, other than that, what modes do you like to play with when you do get out and play radio?
I like 2-meter sidebands. I like 2 meters. Mostly HF is all I usually work on is HF stuff. Or, not work on, but work HF. But I do like 2-meter sideband, Roger.
So with the 2-meter sideband, do you check in on a lot of the sideband nets during the week?
Yeah, I try to, as much as possible.
Those nets motivate me, and I think they motivate a lot of people to improve their antennas all the time. And the number of sideband or simplex nets and sideband nets that we've got in the area it's really kind of impressive. I mean, you've got the North Texas simplex net that's on a 220, and you've got a 440 that's with the North Texas 2-meter simplex guys. The sidewinders are out there, so. Yeah, it's really kind of cool, the number of simplex nets that are around the area.
I'm actually interested in putting up a voter system over here, actually. I don't know what all that requires. I've got a Tokyo high-power 85-watt amplifier I can put in a line and just turn it on and leave it alone. So I don't know if that'd be helpful or not. Be over here in Little down there, Roger.
Voters and building voters, that's above my capabilities at the moment. Not that I don't want to learn, but I've got. There's other guys that go out and play with that every weekend. But I would suggest maybe you get a hold of folks over at Takara about that. That's always a fun thing to do. And I have heard a couple new voters, not voters, but repeaters in the area that have come up online recently too. So there are folks that are playing with that stuff. That is for certain.
Yeah, I think it's because useful to the community. I was gonna say it's going to be fun, but it's probably not so much fun, but more useful to the community there, Roger. K5LZ.
The part that I enjoy about it is it's the learning. You learn a skill, and whether you get to apply that skill right away or you're going to study it for quite some time, that in itself is a tool and a resource that if you need it, you've got it, and you know what to do. That for me is one of the reasons that I love this hobby so much, because once you've learned something, you can be on to another thing and continue your learning. It's continual. I appreciate that. All right, you got anything else for us today?
Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll let you wrap up the net, and I appreciate you checking me in there. So we'll go ahead and we'll see you next time. K5LZ back to net.
Happy aboard. And I'll do one more announcement here, just because I want to get this one out, because there are definitely some folks that could go play on this if you're up late at night. I've heard about an HF net. It's called the Hoot Owl. It is not actually a net or an official net, but it's a gathering of technicians, generals, and extras that are using the 50-meter privileges. So where are they located at? 50.125 megahertz. Single sideband. And I've heard they meet midnight Central. So for those of you that are not in the area, yeah, that's going to be midnight Central. Jump on, say hi, and come hoot out with the Hoot Owl. This is K5RGR, and you have been listening to Digitally Speaking. It has been my privilege to be your host this week. I am going to go ahead and sign because I need to gather myself up and go make a delivery for a friend. So I appreciate the time. Thanks, folks, for checking in, and we'll catch you next week, 2 o'clock, KG5RGR.